Good night, teacher.
Hi, how are you, Marcela? Good evening. How have you been?
I fine, fine, thank you. And you, teacher?
I can hear you well.
Fine, thanks, teacher. And you?
Oh, thanks. I am very good today. Today is Friday. We can rest. Okay, Marcela. You are the first one participant today. So I think it's time to start because it's a quarter past 8 and the meeting must start at 8 o'clock, right? So you're the only one, we are going to start, right?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Today we are going to talk about grammar topic, right? In this case, we're gonna remember the present simple and the present progressive, and we're going to talk about the difference between these both tenses, right?
Okay, teacher.
So it's important that you can hear some verbs, and moreover, you are going to learn any of the verbs, right? So,
Oh,
um, first of all, I would like to give an example and an explanation for each tense, right? Okay. In order to you can understand or remember all information that you know about this grammar topic. So, I would like to start with the present simple. When we use present simple, we have to take into account the normal activities that happen or the we can practice, but we're not meaning that activity is happening right now. For example, I can tell you, for example, I teach, I drive my car, I wash my feet, I I learn another language, I sleep a lot, but I'm not telling you. It doesn't mean that it's happening right now. Yes. For example,
yes,
if you say what is the difference between progressive and present? When you talk about present, you have present simple. You have to take into account the. I'm going to explain with a singular example in order you can difference this meaning. Yes, I drive my car. But if you want to say that's happening right now, you will say I'm driving my car right now, today. Yes. So I know this topic is very easy, very easy.
okay.
But sometimes we can make some mistakes while we're talking. Yes, or while we're practicing, and you can or you have to use these topics, right? So, good evening, guys. How are you? Welcome to our meeting.
Thank you,
Arlet,
teacher.
Emmanuel.
Thank you. Fine, thank you.
Okay. Today we're talking about two simple, and I know these are basic topics in English, but are very important to start with a series of grammar topics step by step, more difficult, right? In this case, we are going to talk about present simple versus present progressive. I know perhaps you have a clear understanding about some of these topics or both, but I would like to remember this topic special because uh, I could appreciate some mistakes while we're practicing, right? So, Arlet, do you
Yes,
do you know
teacher.
anything about the structure of present simple? or no?
Okay, on structure present simple. I. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Um, the structure of present simple is formed um, for the in the affirmative form is oh my god.
No, if you don't know, don't worry. You can tell me, I don't remember, or I'm not sure about it.
Yeah, it's I see teacher, but but I don't I see but I don't see the explain.
Okay.
Okay, one moment. The structures present simple um in the affirmative form is the subject plus plus verb plus plus complement. Okay.
Okay.
In the negative forms is the subject verb plus negative plus complement.
Yes.
In the negative form, we are the auxiliary verb do or does.
Mhm.
Negative, don't, doesn't.
Okay. In the interrogative form, we are first the auxiliary verb do or does, depending with the pronouns. And inside the structure is the auxiliary do or does, um, um, main verbs, main verbs, and um, finally the sign interrogative is
Complement.
signs.
Yes.
Okay, teacher.
And the signal. Okay. Okay, guys. I know this is a noun topic because it's very basic, but I would like to talk about it with you because like I told you, sometimes I could feel some mistakes and some insecurities while I'm listening to you, right? But I would like to explain you in a simple way about the meaning of the both, right? I'm going to start with present simple. When we refer present simple, we can talk about usual activities that are not happening right now. Yes, for example, I study, I brush, I cook, I go, I visit,
Yes,
I
the
enjoy, right?
help
But
for the
that's not happening right
yes.
now. Yes, or for example, that's not happening today. Yes, in this case, we have three forms: uh, if affirmative, negative, and interrogative form. And for each case, we have to follow some instructions. In the affirmative form, we have to take into account the third person and add an is, a letter is, for the principal verb. But we have to follow, right, some instructions or some conditions with this in this case, right? For example, if the verb ends in the letter E, we have to delete this letter and and different ending, right? But we're going to explain together this because I know you can remember it. But I will show on my screen, so you can see this picture. Wait for me for a while, please. Okay. Can you see any picture or no?
Yes, teacher. Can see.
Okay, I know you can understand this topic in an easy way because it's very basic, but very important. Yes. Okay, we have the structure in the different forms of the present simple tense, right? In the affirmative form, we have to take into account this structure, like we can see in this image. Subject, verb, and an object. In this case, we can relate this object like complement, right? And an important thing in this case, or the most relevant condition, is the third person group, he, she, it, because they complete a different condition, right? In the negative form, we have to use two different auxiliaries, don't and doesn't, right? Doesn't with third person, and the first and second person of singular, we have to use don't. Yes, they follow this structure: subject, auxiliary in negative form, verb and complement, right? And our last one, we have to start this question always with an auxiliary. In this case, do or does. Remember that we also can make sentences and questions in negative form. Yes, interrogative and negative form at the same time. Do or does, our auxiliaries in affirmative or negative form, subject, verb, in complement or object, right? Uh, in this case, we just have to change the order related with our last condition, right? When we have to use present simple, when we can use it for facts, habitual actions, things that don't want change, and describing yourself, right? Uh, there are some adverbs of frequency that we can use in these things. Often, usually, sometimes, never, right? For example, we can't use right now, yes, but we can use these different adverbs of frequency. In our last form, we have to take into account the verb to be is different. So, because it's very related in this case with our present progressive. Yes? Now, I'm going to leave. Are you understanding this?
Yes, teacher.
I
Okay.
am understanding,
Yes.
teacher.
Okay. So, I'm going to give you some conditions to take into account, like a kind of rules or conditions, special conditions in these things, right? The first one is when we find a verb ending in the following letters: S, CH, SH, X, we have to add two different letters, E and S. For example, pass, watch, and fix. So we will say paces, washes, watches, and fixes when we're talking about a third person, right? So in the second condition, we have, remember this, we have some special verbs that it may be seem they are very similar in this case to the auxiliaries used in this case, but that's different. The first one is do and does, go, goes, have, has, right? But I know you can understand it in a easy way. The third is when we find a verb and in the letter Y, we have to delete the letter Y and add IES, right? Some examples are study, worry, try, fly. Yes. So if we can find a special condition that is our last condition, when we find verbs end in A, E, O, OW, we just have to add the letter is. For example, enjoy, stay, buy, obey, right?
All right,
Are
teacher.
you understanding? I know this is an easy topic. Okay, Marcela, could you remember me please some of our examples? Yes, for our first case. What is our first case?
For, excuse me, teacher?
Could you remember us, please, our first case in this tense? Special cases to add the letter is.
I don't understand you, teacher.
Okay, I named four conditions, right? Four
Mhm.
different conditions. Yes. Could you remember me, please? What is the first one?
The first condition
Yes.
about the present simple. Yes.
Yes.
Mm, according to the form or structure.
Yes.
Excuse me, teacher.
Please give us an example or some.
For example, the first form is subject. For example, I or we or he or she or they. Yes.
We have to take into account the first one. Situation is the subject, right? Because the
Yes.
third person, it's a group very special and has a different condition. Right,
Okay.
you're right.
Ujú. Ok, entonces, then,
Don't worry.
I, we, they, or you in subject. Yes. Last is verb. For example, like, for example, drive or swim or play. And the last form is object. For example, yesterday, no. For example, in the park or in the sea. One example can be I swim the sea.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. In the first one situation, I've named a special condition. What is this condition? When the verb ends in the following letters or syllables, right? S, SH, CH, and X, right? We have to add EAs to the verb. So I got you some examples about this case. Could you remember at least one of these examples that I shared with you?
Teacher, I don't remember the special condition in this
I
case.
just write in the chat this condition. Can you see it?
Uh, no, teacher, I don't remember.
Shake the chat.
Okay.
I just read it.
Mm,
Emmanuel, could you remember me please some examples or verbs that complete this situation, this condition? Please.
Okay, teacher, you were talking about enjoy, and enjoyed it.
But in the first one case,
The first one case is about present simple. It's we can use it the formal way in the nouns. For example, I, you, they were. We can use the verbs in with the form the correct way. That, for example, I walk, you walk, they walk, we walk. But in there's a for present simple, we have a condition that is with third person, that is he, she, and it. When we are using this kind of nouns, we normally use s at the finish of the verbs. For example, we run, and she runs. We love, she loves. And there's three kind of verbs that change with these three nouns. For example, we these words are had, have, the verb uh, have, go, and do. When we are doing,
yes.
we are talking about in third person, this verb can change immediately. Have changed to has, do change to does, and go change
Mhm.
to go. That's an message and a condition for present simple.
This is our general condition, and that's the best way to recognize this topic. Yes. So when we're adding this letter s, yes, we have to take to count some conditions. The first one is when the verb ends in the letters is h, ch, and x, right? We don't have to delete any verb, any letter. So we are going to add es. So I just sent by chat some examples about it. Pause when we're talking about the person, change to paces. Wash, washes, and watch, watches. Yes. Fix, for example, another example, fix, arreglar, fixes, right? Arlet, are you understanding?
Teacher, I can see, but I don't
Excuse me, Arlet.
understand. I can see it, but I don't understand, teacher.
Don't you understand? Okay. Eh, I'm going to give you some examples, right? We are going to add a letter is, an is,
Yes,
just when we talk about third person, right?
yes, teacher.
Example, eh, I'm going to talk about you, yes? So, do I have to add a letter is or no?
In which case, teacher?
When we talk about present simple, I'm going to talk about
Yes,
right.
teacher.
So I'm going to use the
Uh,
subject or personal pronoun
yes,
you.
teacher. At the edge or yeah, yes. When we to make the affirmative sense on
This is the affirmative.
the affirmative sentence, because in the negative or interrogative center, we use the auxiliar that's for third persons. Then I don't need the use the s or s in the verb.
In this case, don't care the auxiliaries. In this case, no more, right? I'm going to give some examples in affirmative form, right? I'm
Okay,
going to give you an example
in the
in order
affirmative
to you can
form,
understand.
yes, in the affirmative form we use the s or a is in the main verbs in the main verb for the third person.
Person, in this case, I'm going to refer
Okay.
using
For
only one
example,
verb.
okay. For example,
Okay.
um, she washes. Excuse me. She washes the TV. She
Yes.
washes the TV, or she dishes the what's the menu plato, teacher?
Is the meaning
What is a menu plato? Mm,
plates?
plates. And okay, she dishes the she washes the dishes, the dish, and or also he 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 plays the guitar, for example.
Yes. And what about this verb? The verb with first person.
Mm. Another time, please, teacher. Excuse me.
What about, or can you give me please an example? The verb wash with first person, singular.
Which in third person. Okay. I wish the dishes.
That's all. You're right. Do you understand the easy is this? How easy is this topic? Okay. The second condition, thank you, Arlet,
Okay,
is
teacher.
when we
You're
use the
welcome.
verbs go, do, or have. Yes, because they change when we use another another group of subjects. In this case, he, she, at third person, right? For example, you can say you can I have, yes, but like verb. I have to, I have to do, I have to finish, yes, because when we talk about the other meaning of this verb, change the sense of the sentence, right? So, I want to finish this as soon as possible. Then, our third case. Do you remember what is our third case? Adding s to the verb or no?
Excuse me, teacher. Can you repeat, please?
Do you remember our third case or rule to add an is a verb or no? No one?
For present simple, uh, we use, I explained as when a word finish with that word, with that word, and it's in a plural way, we put this kind of word s. I think that is a grammatical rule, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. So um, first, I just told you that in our certificates, we have to get the convert ending in the letter Y. So we have to delete this letter and add three letters, right? IES. Yes. Some examples are worry, try, fly, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to share with you this.
Normally, generally, what about this? What about this kind of letters? I was
The letter Y.
the
Yes,
letter
it's in
Y.
a general. Yes,
I was
especially when. Tell me.
I am taking a course. That course talk about that's finish of letters. It say that they are an affix morphemes that change the meaning of the word. So
Exactly.
so the letter Y it's a morpheme due to that's change the meaning of a word like a general honest, and if we use ly we can say honestly. uh,
Mhm.
but I
Yes,
don't know, if what I am saying is related with the topic, but I think that is a grammar structure for the
no,
English.
in this case, no. There are some topics that seems related with different topics, other topics. For example, when we talk about present progressive, we can
Mm,
relate because they're similar with
mm,
yes. Do you remember when we have to take into account some special verbs that we have to add in all cases ing to the verb, right? But only in gerund. We can relate because for us it's very similar, but they're very different kind of
function.
topics.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, our last one, yes, is when the verb it's very related with our third condition. Yes, when the verb ends, yes, in the following combinations. Yes, it's very similar to our third because if we have verbs like enjoy, stay, buy, obey, yes, they press it to a vowel, but moreover, we have to add only an S, right? No more. I know it's an easy topic, yes? Are you understanding this or no?
In my case, I am understanding some things, but because the connect in internet is cutting out while you are talking or explaining, uh, some occasion I can understand because the signal cut off. So, but I what I understand, or what something that you are saying to us, I can understand it.
Thanks. Okay. But I know you understand this topic, but perhaps in this case we can get confused because we're talking about some special conditions. Yes, because we know general information or explanation about it. Yes, but it's easy. I'm going to give you some examples in order to you can understand these sentences, complete sentences, right?
Yes, and now I have so I have a great a problem with my chat because I am on my cell phone, so I can see
Don't worry.
the chat by Hangouts because I had to give my or I had to borrow my laptop to my sister. So now
Don't
I
worry, I'm going to read them for you if you
yeah.
can see them, right?
Yes. So if right now I can see it on chat because I don't have that chain that opportunity by my cell phone. But what are you
Mhm.
saying? I can understand it.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to read them for you in order to you can understand at the best way.
Yes, feature. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I just send you four examples, very easy examples, using present simple tense in affirmative form. Yes, the first one is I have a new jacket. The second, Mary understands the class. They watch TV and my phone rings. Right? If you can see, they're correctly written. Yes, but if you say, for example, Mary understands the class, translated to Spanish, you will be telling María entender la clase, right? For that reason, it's very important that you understand when you have to add an is, a letter is to the verb, to the main verb, in order to conjugate this sentence, right? Will you understand this?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher. When we are talking in present simple, the third person when use the verbs, the first verbs, we have to put s, the letter s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, yeah, we can. Yes, we can understand it.
Very good. So, we are going to change the same sentences into interrogative sentences. For that, we need the two auxiliaries. In this case, do and does. We have to use do with I, you, we, and the second you. Remember that the first you means two, the is a singular, and the second is plural, ustedes. And finally, they. For that, we have to use just he, she, it, or a group of third person, right? So, in this case, we just have to change the order of our sentence, writing the auxiliary in our first part of the sentence, right? What is our structure of the sentence in this case? Okay, in this case, we have to add auxiliary, uh, auxiliary, uh, subject, verb, and complement. And you don't have to forget that we have to add a signal, an interrogative signal, because it's the only one that exists in English. Yes, finishing the sentence is the only signal interrogative that we have to add, right? So I'm going to change the same sentences into interrogative sentences using our auxiliaries. The first one says, what is our first one? I have a new jacket. If we'll change this into interrogative form, we will say, do I have a new jacket? Yes, I'm writing. and always adding the last signal. Yes. Yes, Arlet and Marcela, are you understanding?
Yes, teacher, I
Yes,
understand.
teacher, I understand.
Okay. For example, if I ask you, do you understand? How will you respond?
Um,
Yes,
we can respond. Yes, I do, or no, I do.
No, I don't.
Yes, yes, no, I don't. Excuse me.
Don't worry. Yes, it's very easy, right? Very, very easy. This is the easiest tense in English. So, uh, Marcela, could you translate, could you change into interrogative form the second sentence?
teacher, I tell you about the second example.
Yes, please change the second example that is in affirmative form into interrogative form using the correct auxiliary.
Okay, teacher. For example, the affirmative form, a sentences can be, I play the
Read
guitar.
it. Please check the chat.
I, teacher,
Change the second example that I shared with you, please.
teacher, I don't see the chat. I connect for my telephone.
From your phone? Okay. The second says, Mary understands the class. The affirmative form. How you can change to interrogative form?
Okay. The same example. Mary
Yes.
understands
The class.
the class
Yes.
and question uh, for Mary.
Yes, an interrogative question.
Okay, interrogative question. Does she understands the class?
Okay. Okay. My recommendation. In this case, like we're using an auxiliary, we don't have to ask. You don't have to add an as a letter s to our verb, right? We have to write it or say it in present normally, right? I'm going to share it with you, but this is the only mistake. Does Mary understand the class? Understand. You can't say understand. Does Mary understand the class? Because you're using the auxiliary as an unnecessary situation, right?
Okay, teacher. Excuse me.
Don't worry about it. So, Arlet,
Yes, teacher.
can you see the chat?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Could you change the fourth example into interrogative form, please?
Okay, teacher. Okay. Mm, my phone rings. My phone.
Okay. In this case, we have two mistakes, but pay attention, please, that you can understand, right? The first mistake is that you have to take into account the subject. My phone is third person because it's an object, right? How you can replace this subject? You can replace this subject, my phone, with the um, with the noun, with the personal pronoun it. It. And remember, the it is into our third person group, right? Can you understand, Arlie?
Excuse me, teacher.
Are you understanding?
I have problem with my connection in this moment. That
Okay.
that time I listen the interference. Another time, please repeat, please. Excuse me.
Okay, again. I'm going to repeat it again. You make some two, excuse me, two mistakes, right? The first one is the auxiliary because we're talking about that. In this case, you can relate the subject with the personal pronoun that you
Okay,
can
teacher. Do
change.
you
Yes, our
okay? During
so we when
during
we
your
talk
phone,
about
your
third
phone.
person, we have to use the auxiliary does, right? The other mistake is the order because we have to follow an structure. Yes, auxiliary, in this case, subject, my phone, right? Verb and complement. Yes, I'm going to share the correct grammar of the sentence. You see it? Does my phone ring? Does. Does my phone ring? You can't use do because my phone is third person. It's an object. But if you it will say my phone's, yes, you could use the auxiliary do. Yes, because you will be using the plural of the same noun, right? Are you understanding?
Yes, teacher. I understand.
Okay. Very
Thank you.
good.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
So, Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, I'm sorry with you if we spend a lot of time explaining the same thing, but I have to be sure about that you're learning, right? So if you have a doubt, or one of my students has a doubt, I have.
Yeah, don't worry. The principal idea is to be learning every day. I know that it's important. It's part of the
Exactly.
knowledge.
Mhm. Emmanuel, how do you answer the our last question? Does my phone ring? What is the correct answer? Does my phone ring?
Does my phone ring?
Yes.
Yes, it yes it does. It
Yes,
is.
very good.
It does. Right.
It does.
It
Does.
does.
Yes, it does. Or
It does.
no, it
It
doesn't.
does.
Right? You can mix. You can't mix the verb to be in this case, right? So only in singular cases. For example, when you talk about where are you from, how old are you? Yes, you can't use
Okay.
any auxiliary. Right, very good.
Okay.
So we have finished with this explanation. So I'm going to change to our next tense, in this case, present participle, then I believe it's the same thing, very easy. So I'm going to share with you my screen. Wait for me, please, for a while because I'm looking for the picture. If you have any doubt at any moment, please tell me. If you're
Okay.
not understanding anything, please tell me because I can repeat the explanation.
Okay, teacher.
Picture is loading. Sorry for I was looking for the picture and it's very low, it's loudly the system today. I don't know what's happening with this. Okay, while it's loading, I'm going to tell you about a simple Okay, Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher, I can.
So, will you understand how to use this present simple tense? In which situations we can use it?
Sorry, that's the last that you told me. I couldn't understand. I don't understand. Could you say it again, teacher?
Okay, I can hear you well. I'm sorry, Manuel. I know I can. Para repeat this explanation in order we can get a better understanding, right? In our present continuous tense, I'm going to share with you some helpful hints, right? We use it for things that are happening right now, temporally actions, things that will change when we have to use going to, for example, describing a current action, and so the kind of adverbs of frequency in this case, at the moment, right now, and currently. Yes, no more. So if you can see the image, we have a text very useful that it says can also be used for the future. We use it for things that have made for definite arrangements to do. I'm having dinner with my friend tonight. Yes, in this case, we could say I'm having a good time, or we're sharing a good time, right? So we're going to use the present continuous. Uh, it's very important in this case. Take into account very clear the topic related with our personal pronouns, right? I know sometimes you can make mistakes while you're explaining a topic, for example, because you don't we don't use the correct or the appropriate word, yes, or the appropriate personal pronoun, yes. Sometimes we can confuse with a and you, yes. But if we think about it, that's very easy to understand, yes. For example, I can ask for you. In this case, we have to change at the same order our verb. Our verb in this case is the verb to be, right? Is Marcela hearing me? Is Marcela hearing me? So you are going to ask, yes, she's, or no, she isn't, right? It's very easy. I know in this case, we just have take into account uh, two situations, right? When the verb, when the verb, when the verb ends in the letter E, we just have to delete this letter and add ing, right? For example, have, write, dance, drive, smile. Yes, you're having, she's writing, we're dancing, he's driving, we're smiling, right? Are you understanding?
Yes,
Yeah.
teacher, I understand.
Teacher, I have a question.
Okay, tell me please.
Uh, is there an exception for play or study? Because that's word finish with Y, and we don't change Y, right? We just add I ing, right?
Okay, I'm going to talk about it. It's our third case, but I want me to tell you right now. Yes,
Okay, okay.
don't worry. That you're telling it's right. Yes, when the verb ends in y, we just or in y and w. Yes, we just have to add the letter s, the consonant by ing, no more, right? Because they're exceptional verbs. Yes, in this case, you don't have to delete the letter y. You just have to add ing. Yes, for example, study, studying. Yes, writing y and I. Fallout. Yes, another example is snow, nevar. Yes, when you have to use this verb in progressive tense, you just have to add ing, no more. Yes, it's snowing. Yes, she's studying, right? I'm enjoying. Yes, but all cases in this tense, when the verb ends in y, we don't have to change any other thing. We just have to add ing, no more. Okay. So here we also have some special verbs where you can duplicate the last consonant. For example, in this case, run, swim, stop, and plane. In these four cases, you just have to duplicate the last consonant and add ing. Running, swimming, stopping, planing. Right? Are you understanding?
Yes, teacher, I understand you.
Eastern.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I am.
The affirmative form, yes, is a subject verb to be, and our second verb or verb auxiliary with ing. If you have to write or say a compliment, you can do it. Yes, but that's not necessary in all cases. That's for our first form. Our second is negative form. We just have to negate the verb to be and all of the other conditions or verbs, the second verb or words are the same thing. In our last one, we just have to change the verb to be starting the sentence. Yes, because we're not going to change the second verb because it follows telling with ing, right? And finishing, we have to add to our answer signal, you won't get an answer, right? It won't a question. Yes, it will be a serious grammar mistake. So I left sharing the picture because I know you can understand, right? Okay,
Okay, teacher, right.
okay, 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 guys. Taking into account these explanations, could you give me please some examples our progressive sentence?
Teacher, for example,
Tell me please examples using using progressive tense?
For
Use the
example,
vocabulary you want. Alex, can you hear me? Do you have any problem with your internet connection?
Yes, teacher. I can
Excuse me?
hear.
Okay, perhaps Alex has some problem or trouble with the internet connection. I'm going to continue with Emmanuel, please. Emmanuel, could you tell me please some examples about using a negative form or of progressive tense?
Yes, teacher. I can. Uh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yesterday I was running at home because I went to take my dinner. To took my dinner. Sorry. That's good or it's okay.
Okay, because you're using the correct to be. That is one
Okay.
of the most important things, and adding ing to the second verb.
Okay. The other one it will be in present simple. Uh, I work I work in a institution as a teacher. That's in a present simple. In the other way, I don't work in a public institution as a teacher. For the other one, it will be sh- she's she's dancing in the party. She isn't. She doesn't, or she isn't dancing. She isn't dancing in the party. That's wrong or it's okay.
She, repeat it, please.
She isn't or she's not dancing in the party.
Yes, that's right. Thanks. Easy, very easy, right?
Yes, it is. A, a long sentence would be uh, my parents were working the all the week for take a payment for their boss. That's other one. I think I don't know if I give other something else or just like that, teacher.
No, if you don't want, it's okay.
Okay, teacher. Okay,
It was good,
maybe
very good.
okay. Okay, teacher.
Okay. Marcela, can you hear me?
yes, teacher.
Okay. Could you tell me please some examples about progressive tense?
In a present,
Progressive
affirmative is
tense. If you want, if you can use um, a negative and interrogative, it will read. If you want.
okay, teacher. An interrogative can be, are we studying English now?
Yes,
Uh,
that's okay.
and the negative form can be, mm, no, we aren't studying
That's the
English.
answer.
Excuse me, teacher.
Is that the answer, right?
Uh, the answer, no, the negative form.
Okay. When you use negative form, you don't. It's not necessary that you say starting the sentence, no or yes, because you just have to use no or yes for the answers.
Mm, I don't
But
understand you.
all structure is okay. Yes. Are we
Mm,
studying English? No, we aren't, or yes, we are.
okay. Mm-hmm. Okay,
That's
teacher.
okay. Very good. I just shared with you by the chat an example, right? With the same sentence changes interrogatory form. What is the sentence? Mary is playing in her class. Affirmative. Mary isn't playing in her class. Negative. And is Mary playing in her class? Interrogative, right? It's very, very easy. But it will change it into present simple. You will say, pay attention. You will say, Mary plays or does Mary play in her class? Into present simple tense, right? So I know sometimes it's very difficult trying to explain by topic, but I believe that's very useful for you because sometimes you don't have the space to to get an explanation face to face with your unit tutors, right? I can understand it. That's not easy. For that reason, I'm going to share with you a worksheet that's like a kind of a workshop in order, but it's very short. Don't worry about it, yes? Because I know you work, you have a lot of things to do. So I'm going to share with you a short workshop or worksheet in order to you can practice these both grammar topics because it's very important for me to give you a feedback in this case and you can if translator you use another kind of forbid it to show understand things or especially translated. Yes, I will prefer that you tell me, I don't understand, I didn't pay attention, or I didn't understand, right? Okay, guys. Up to now, do you have any question, any doubt, or no?
No, any question, teacher?
Do you have a question, Arlet?
No, teacher. No.
Okay, you
Thank you.
don't.
Thank you.
Okay.
The information has been uh, very useful, teacher. Thank you.
Thanks for you. And Marcela, do you have any doubt, or everything's clear?
Teacher, this topic is clear. Thanks.
Okay, guys. Please solve the workshop honestly, right? And using any kind of translators. So that is all for today, guys. I would like to congratulate you because I know you can you can have another commitment, but you're attending this encounter that is very useful for you. Thank you very much for participating today on our next class on Tuesday. On
Okay,
Wednesday.
teacher.
Yes,
See
teacher.
you next class.
okay, guys.
Bye,
Nice.
partners. Bye, teacher.
Bye, partners. Bye, teacher. Thanks, teacher.
Bye,
Bye bye. Thanks for you.
teacher. Teacher. I have a doubt. Oh, it's not a doubt. It's I have a problem for next class.
Tell me tomorrow.
The problem is that I going to travel tomorrow to Barranquilla. So I'll be translating with
Oh, sorry. There were some problems with the
oh, in English or in Spanish.
Don't worry, like you want.
Okay, the problem is that I tomorrow I'll be traveling to Barranquilla
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to be with a missionary team and I'll be translating them. So that was during the next week. So I start from since tomorrow until next Saturday. So I'll be working with them since 9 a.m. until 8 or 9 p.m. It's all day because
Okay, I
we
can
take
understand. Don't
breakfast.
worry about it.
Yeah, I take breakfast with them,
Eh,
lunch and dinner. So it will be a little complicated for me to be in the next session, the both session that's coming.
will
Okay,
be in another place.
but I
Yes.
try. I try.
No, Manuel, don't worry about it. Can in other date. I believe at Saturday, but no tomorrow, no?
Mhm.
Perhaps next Saturday or other day. On weekend, I prefer. So I'm going to recover classes with some students uh, who had some problems with the working schedule, and I can understand it because I'm working and sometimes it's very difficult to attend some commitments. Yeah,
Mm.
but don't worry about it. I will share with you the available schedule in order to you can choose an appropriate hour and tell me that,
Okay.
right?
Okay, teacher. So I be trying to connect next session. It's not secure. It's insecure for me because I'll be staying in a house partner. So right now they told me, hey, we don't have a connection to internet, so I don't know
Oh,
how.
no, that's
Uh,
impossible.
yeah, and I am thinking about other works in university, the task in that things. So I am thinking about it. It's complicated, but I'm trying to give my best. Maybe next time
Mm-hmm.
I I'll be here. I'll be here because I'm learning a lot, and that's the most important things. And thank you, teacher. Thank you for understanding me. And okay, any doubt, I'll be writing you on WhatsApp. Okay.
Oh, don't worry. No problem. Don't
Okay,
worry.
teacher.
Okay.
Well, okay, no more.
Look with your tribe.
Thank you.
Okay.
Blessing. God bless you.
Oh, you too. God bless you. Bye.
Thanks.